usually what we do over here is the classroom settings, right? We come, we show you slides, we go through them, and then so you learn the theoretical part of things, and then we go into the practical things, like how to get our hands dirty, because you can know everything, but when you are on the battlefield, when you're on the grounds, things are a little bit different, because things that were taught in theory are not the same as things that happen in real life. So that is why I like to go through this process with the theory part of things, for you to really get an understanding of why we are doing this. And then you get your hands dirty by testing it out yourself. So today we are going to do something similar to what we did last time. We built an AI agent that is able to respond to calls, book appointments, escalate it to a team member, or kick a workflow automation. Whatever business you run, you have business operations, workflows, and things like that. So everything that you do repetitive, you want to automate that to save you a lot of time and mistakes and money. So today I decided to go with a different angle. Usually I will come and just give a generic demo about a use case, but today I decided to pick one of my clients who gave me the permission to actually show how I'm going to build his AI agent. And so that is what we are going to get into today. And let me know in the chat if you have any questions. Let me know in the comment section. But please, this is an engaging demo. So please type your questions, get engaged, ask me some questions. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And I can see some guys in here. I can see Chief. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you for joining. I'm excited that you are here. Sandrine, you are watching from Ghana. Thank you very much. And yeah, so let's get the ball rolling. Today, I'm not going to share too many slides. It's just going to be which company we are going to do, the use case, and then I will go straight into building this. So let's get rolling, and I'm going to share my screen right now. So here, or yes. So for today, what we are going to talk about is how to build an AI agent for a construction company. And this is a local contractor who I work for. And the name of the company is Nchi Construction Group, sorry. And they're a client that we are working, building on their workflow automations, and also working on their AI chatbots and AI agents, the AI 24/7 AI voice agent. And that is what we are going to build today. So when Felix is the owner of Nchi Group of Construction Group, sorry, and we had a discovery call to go over the work that we've done for him so far. And, we were at the point where we were about to build the agent. So I asked him if it was cool, it was okay to demo how I'm going to build this online. And he's like, yeah, I should go ahead. So thank you very much, Felix, for trusting me and giving me the opportunity to showcase how I'm going to build your AI agent. And the photo you see over here is actually Felix. So this is not an AI generated photo. That is Felix you are seeing over there. He's one of the best contractors in South Florida. So if you are in South Florida and you have some projects that you need a reliable contractor who is licensed to help you with it, Felix is the guy to call, and the name of the business is Nchi Construction. So let's get this rolling right away. And as usual, my name is Baykes, and I run an agency, a digital marketing agency in the South Florida area, Miami to be precise. And what we do is we build AI employees, workforce for small businesses. We also specialize in workflow automation. So that is our specialty, AI employees and workflow automations. And we do this to save companies a lot of money, to save them time, and also to make things easier for them. So that is what you have. We can work for any business because it's just a template that we kind of customize. So we are able to work for any niche or any industry. But these three niches are the niches that we are specialized in. So we help manage IT service providers. We call them MSPs. They are like ticketing services, companies that provide help support, tech support, sorry, and then medical spas, we call them med spas, and also heating and ventilation companies, or HVAC as we usually call them. So these are the three main industries that we specialize in. But as I said, we work for any business that is out there. We just have to learn about what the business does. As you can see, we are working on a contractor. Maybe next week I'm going to demo a tax preparation service, AI, voice AI agent. So we can work for any industry. So let's get it rolling. And why? Why do we have to build a voice AI for Nchi Construction Group when there's a front desk receptionist? And that is a valid question, because a lot of people will like, oh no, I've been with my receptionist or my front desk receptionist for over 15 years. I cannot just take an AI to replace this person. And that is a valid reason. I wouldn't do that either. You don't send somebody you've built so much rapport, relationship to build your business, and then just because of AI, you are going to throw them out of the door. That is inhumane. That is not what we are here to do. AI is not here to replace us, but to rather empower us, to really give us a super brain, if you like. So it's here to help us, to make us more efficient, to get rid of all the bottlenecks and redundancies and save us money, and also help and serve our customers better. So what has been going on, the pain that Felix is having in his company, or Nchi Construction, is that the staff are busy. They are a very big company. They are always busy. Calls are coming through. You have a front desk receptionist. Call is going to come through. They're going to be answering that call, or there might be a person at the front desk. When the phone is ringing and you are talking to somebody in the middle of something, you are not going to leave that, and or you are going to put that person on hold. For me, after 1 or 2 minutes, I might hang up, right? And so if that person is at the front desk and the call comes through, they might not answer. You might think that, oh, it will go to the voicemail. How many people, ask yourself, how many people, how many times have you called back if you were put on voicemail? Do you even leave a message on the voicemail? Even if you call your mom these days and they don't answer, do you leave them a voicemail? No, voicemail is like old school, right? So when somebody calls you and you don't answer the phone, guess what has happened? You lose that lead to a different competitor. If it's a customer, they are not happy. So this is why Felix wants this. Another problem is that there's no consistent process for qualifying leads and booking appointment across the team. So, if he's lucky and he's able to pick up the call, then fine. I've been calling him. Sometimes I need information from him, and he might be on the roof. He might be with his workers in a meeting or something like that. He doesn't answer the phone. If you have a 24/7 AI receptionist, guess what? It's going to answer the phone and answer all my questions, and if possible, take that message and pass it on to Felix. So another thing is that after hours and weekend calls can go unanswered despite the marketing spend, the marketing that they've been spending money on, right? So this is what happens. uh, in normal life. A lot of people are very busy when they go to work. So if you're at work, you don't have the time to call and schedule appointment and all those kind of stuff. Maybe when you come home at 6 or 7, that is when you have the time, when you are binge watching TV or, talking with your family. That is when you have the time. But that time, all the businesses are closed. But with the 24/7, you can make that call and schedule a call or an appointment, a site appointment or whatever it is for the weekend, right? So, and this applies to any other business like dentists and chiropractors and what have you. It doesn't matter. People can call anytime, even at midnight, to leave or book an appointment and schedule a meeting with you. So that is that. The fourth one is callers who need quick answers end up waiting, calling back, or calling a competitor. Like, I need information, I need an estimate. I call you, you don't answer. Look, I move on to the next person, right? These days, people don't have that time. Attention span is like 5 seconds. So you have to be on top of your game if you are dealing with people calling your business. Otherwise, you are leaving a lot of money on the table for your competitor. It's not because they are better than you or they provide a better service, but it's just because you are too slow and you are not apt for the task. And then there's no centralized way to capture every lead detail before type visit. This is very important. Every lead that comes in, you want to get their address, you want to get their phone number, their email, their everything before you can schedule an appointment so that you can go to their site. You don't want to be doing back and forth, back and forth. So one time they come in, you capture all the information, and then boom, you are able to get them on your calendar and everything is done. By the time you come in the morning, or maybe you went for lunch, you come in after lunch, you have all this information, you can follow up with the customer or the lead, and they feel so special when you do that. Okay. And so the solution that we are going to provide today is going to be a customized 24/7 AI receptionist or a voice agent. Her name is Sharon. That's the name I gave her. I hope Felix loves the name, but you can change the name, right? You can use any name. You can use your own name. Whatever it is, you can do that. So this is what Sharon is going to do. Sharon is going to handle every single inbound call consistently. The calls are not going to go to voicemail and all that kind of stuff. Everything is captured, so it can answer 5 concurrent calls at the same time. No matter how busy the team is, Sharon can call. So if you have a front desk and somebody calls and that person is busy and the phone rings like 2 3 times, straight away Sharon picks up, right? After hours, Sharon will just answer the call straight away. That is how it works. That is how it works. If Sharon answers a call and the person wants to talk to Felix or somebody in the team, there is an escalation to do that as well. So every caller is qualified. Every call that comes in, you will know what it is, what they are looking for, if it's an appointment or they just want to schedule a meeting or it was just a question, because at the end of the day, you get a trail of whatever happened during the call. After hours coverage is no longer a gap, right? So if Felix is somebody who responds to like emergency after hours, like 11 p.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., there's an option to do that. But this agent will be able to just book call for the first appointment in the morning. That is what it is. Well, let's get instant answers from the knowledge base. So the knowledge base is all information about the business, like your FAQs, your prices, whatever that you have, that is what you have in your knowledge base. So for instance, if you are working with a restaurant owner, part of their knowledge base will be like their menu. So we will have information about their menu where somebody asks what kind of food they have. Boom, right away they get a text message where they can look at the menu and then pick whatever they want. If it's a complex one, they need to speak with a human being. Boom, it gets that thing transferred to a human being. So all these things are possible, and every lead is logged in the CRM with full details. So the most important thing is when somebody calls you and they don't find you, you lose them, right? But if somebody calls this number, we get their information, we get everything, and we can follow up with them. That way, you are building a database of leads, and your leads are your source of income. If you don't have leads, you don't even have the potential to make any business, right? So leads and customers are different. Your lead is a potential customer, and you want to capture as many as possible because it's a numbers game. So the more leads you have, the more likely you can convert them into customers. And if you have different services, you can always launch automated campaigns like email that educates them. If you have promotions, you can send to them. Even your past clients, you can do the same thing. So this will help you to increase your leads and make sure that no lead is passing through the cracks. So that is that. That's just the high level of why we are doing this today. So this is just that. I also have a prompt here about the agent, all the things that the agent will do. I prep them before this because it takes time to do that. I have to learn about the business. And this is what we do when we sit down with a business owner. We ask you questions about your business, we get all the information, and then that is what we are going to use in your knowledge base and provide it to the AI agent. And in this case, it's Sharon. So Sharon is going to learn all this information and make sure that she has it. Anytime somebody comes in, Sharon will be able to explain to them or give them the answers. So these are the things that Sharon is going to do. We've given Sharon a soul, right? A soul, which is like the knowledge base, which is the information it has, the database, right? And then we also have instructions for her. So the name, the welcome message, the agent prompt, the identity, how it has to behave, the company information. We have everything here. Everything that we have, I've put them together. And so when we are working with you, this is what we do. We have a 30 minutes conversation. We get all the information from you and we use this to build your agent. So enough of this. I'm just going to be copying stuff and pasting as we move along. And if you want this prompt so that you can tweak it for your business, at the end of the day, I'm going to give you a link so that you can request it. And then all that you need to do is to tweak it for your particular niche. And I'm also going to build this. I have a template for this. So if you have a Go High Level account or if you want to sign up for Go High Level, then I can give you the snapshot of everything that I built. And then all that you need to do is to put your business information. And if you buy from my Go High Level affiliate link, then I will help you set your account and everything. Right. So that is how it is. Let's help each other grow. All right, so let me go straight to the screen Felix account, and I'm going to uh, show you how we are going to build this. So yeah, all right. So this is it. I'm in Felix account, Felix Go High Level account. As you can see, this is a new account, right? So there's not a lot of things going on here. I'm not like, excuse me, I'm not a super admin, so I don't have access to certain part of the information. So not everything is going to show over here. So bear with me on that. But what we are looking for right now is that we are looking for the AI agent. And guys, please, if this is valuable to you, please like this video and also comment on it because it helps us to be seen. It helps the algo to put us out there. So please like this video if this is valuable to you. And on a scale of 1 to 10, let me know my score. 10 being best and 1 being saying, hey, Eric, you suck. Let me know where I am on the spectrum, as far as this demo is going. So let's get into it right away. So here we want to be on the dashboard. This is the agency sub account. We want to be on the dashboard. You could have different, so many sub accounts, right? So in this case, there's only one that we are interested in. And where we want to go is to go to the AI agent. So here is what we need. AI agent. This is where you have all your agents, right? So you have your voice AI agent, you have the conversation AI agent, which is the widget that lives on the website or also on your on in text messages and emails. When you have this email configured, it's going to respond to all your emails and all that. So you don't have to babysit all these things. It's just going to inform you when there's a trigger that they want to speak with you or they want to purchase something. So this is all intelligent stuff that you, when you have this installed in your business, it really saves you a lot of time so that you can focus on the most important thing, like looking for more leads, looking for more customers. So here we have voice agents. This is where we are going to work today. We have the conversation AI. The knowledge base is your database. So you can have a lot of database for different AI agents, and you can build so many agents. And then we have the agent templates where you can see different kind of agent people have built in the marketplace where they sell them, right? But always you want to always use a customized one because everybody's business is different. Here is the content AI. This is what write blogs and social media posts and all that kind of stuff. Guys, aside that, aside the AI agents that you have here, so Go High Level also has tons of tools, right? You have websites, hosting, you have WordPress, you have membership, you have media storage, you have review management, you have automations and workflow. There's so much. There's so much. You have payments, you have contacts, you have calendars. There's so much, right? For me, I'm saving over 1,500, between 1,500 to 1,800 every month just on different tools I use to run my business. Now, before I make a purchase, before I purchase any tool, I have to research and make sure that Go High Level doesn't have it before I commit myself, because I realized that I had so many tools that were overlapping with Go High Level, and slashing them off saved me a lot of money. It's easier to save money than to make it. So guys, don't be throwing money away. Okay, so let's go straight. Now, let me talk about Agent Studio. Agent Studio is called like Super Agent. This is a new feature that they just added. What this Agent Studio does is it helps you to create your own AI on the platform in Go High Level that can do little work for you, like administrative stuff. Okay, go here and do this. Write an email to this person. Every morning, go and do this. Every evening, do that. It's a little bit different from the voice AI. So this is where you create that. I'm going to do a video about this maybe within the next 2 weeks. It's a bomb. I love it. And you are going to also see how this thing works. So let's get into it right away. Enough of the roadside show. Let's get into it. So we are going to start right away. Let me pull my Google sheet for with my prompts, and we are going to start using this. So I'm going to drag it here, and let me. So let me move straight to my prompts, and we will start from there. All right. So first thing is we have to name our agent. So right here we come to voice agents, and what we want is, so let me refresh and make sure that this is good. All right. We are going to, yeah, Go High Level is always changing the dashboards and all that kind of stuff. I was in here like 3 4 days ago, and it looked a little bit different, and it's probably because this is a virgin account, right, in the side of voice AI. That is why it looks different. So we are going to start from the scratch. So we click this button. It's already pre-populated it with different kind of instructions so that it guides you to do that. But we are going to build a customized one for Felix, Nchi Group, Nchi Construction Group. So we are going to give it a name. And like I said, her name is Sharon, right? And so that is Sharon. And what we want is we want to identify this, because you can have so many agents in there. And so you always want to make sure that you are kind of giving them special names so that it's easy for you to actually identify them. Let's say if you have 10 in there, you want to know what each of them uh, is doing. So here I'm going to say that Nchi construction, or that is too long. So I would say that appointment, appointment setter, right? We can have one that would do something else. You can have one that would just be calling people, outbound calls. And so this one is just going to set appointment for people. And that is one of the things that is very, very important to Felix: site visit. If you call somebody wants you to come and remodel their bathroom or their kitchen, you want them to book an appointment so that you can come home and watch the place and give them an estimate. And you don't want to be babysitting this, right? You call the clients, go to voicemail back and forth. You don't want that. So yes, this is the name that we are going to give to her. A couple of things that we can also set from here. That is the voice. You have different voices, and they all kind of have how much it's going to cost and all that, right? So here, this is the voices. Yeah. So the voices, you have different voices. If you want a male voice, you can choose it. If you want a female, if you want English, UK accent, or American accent, this is all here. So you can select whatever you want. So the language we want is English. Now you can have this in other languages. So for companies, especially in South Florida, where they have, Hispanic companies, most of the people here speak Spanish. So you can select Spanish to be your first language. And this can also translate it into English if you want. So that is the flexibility of this thing. So we are going to select English, and there are a couple of voices here, so you can test them out. Let me make sure that I have my desktop audio so you can hear them as well. If I play them out, yeah, let me see. All right. Let's see if you can hear them. And yeah, Sandrine, if you are watching, if you can hear the sound, just give me a thumbs up so that I can share more sound if possible. So here, let's see,
Hey,
Erin.
my name is Erin, and this is my natural speaking voice, which is great for conversations. So let's grab a cup of coffee and chat.
That is a female voice. So we can select that, hey, we want now male or female. I want Sharon is a female. So let's look for a voice for Sharon. And you are not limited by these voices, right? You can go into your library and import voices from, let's say, 11 Labs, or you can import your own voice if you want. But so you are not limited. There are so many voices that you can use. There are a lot of AI platforms that sell these voices. And so you can customize it and do whatever you want. So you want to check the likes and all that kind of stuff. This has 1,000, this has 2,000. So, let's listen to this one and see.
The 90s were fun because it was a time full of new trends, creativity, and pop culture.
So let's see. We are going to pick the quota's voice. Okay. So this is what we are going to select. So we've selected that. When you talk about the model that you want to pick, the ChatGPT model, you want to use the balanced one. So it tells you how much this can cost you and all that kind of stuff. Now, but if you have 1,000 calls, or yeah, if you have 1,000 calls, it's not even going to cost you more than $5. 1,000 minutes of calls, it's not going to cost you more. That's how cheap this is. So imagine having this, receiving so many calls, and you don't need to hire an extra front desk receptionist. Or if you are starting out, you might not need to hire one at all. So this is it, right? So we've selected our module here, and we are good for now. So the next thing we have to do is to come up here and put her job, her instructions. So you have the knowledge base, which is her soul, right? the database of her. And here is the objective, what she has to do, the work, the instructions. So I've already prepared something that we are going to use, because this is not a demo. This is a live thing. So we are not playing around here. We are building the real thing. So I have to use the real information. So I'm going to copy everything here, and then I will paste it. All right. So I have everything here, and all that I'm going to do is to click that and then paste it. So yeah, all the instructions is here. Let me remove this, because we've already selected the voice and the language. So this part is not needed. The prompt did a very good job by providing all this stuff. So these are the things that she will be doing. Everything that she needs to know has been given to her. Let me make sure that I have everything. I don't think. Oh yeah. So I've gone over the character limit. So this is something that I have to reduce it, because there are a lot of spaces here. So this needs to be formatted properly, so that all these spaces that I have will go, because there are a lot of spaces. So let me see what I can do here. Let me see. All right. Let me do this. So this is why I love live demos, because this is where you see the real stuff happening, right? Assuming that this was like a recorded version. I'm not going to show you all this part, right? I'm just going to run through it, edit this part, cut it away. So when you see it, you're going to think that, oh, this is great, this is genius. Yeah, people do that. Some videos are like that. But when you have real time things here, this is how you run into issues and you resolve them. So here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy the whole thing again, and then I'm going to give it to my AI to reduce it to the characters that it wants. What is the character limit? The character limit, come on. All right, and confirmation politely. Okay, what is and confirm politely? Okay, so I think I got everything. Oh, okay. So it looks like I'm still within. So yeah, nothing is spoiled. So everything looks good, because the last thing I have is here, and it's the same thing here. So yeah, we are good. As you can see, everything comes up to here. So we are good. I thought that there was a character limit, but there's not. So now we are good. And then the welcome message. So anytime that somebody picks up the phone, somebody calls the business, this is going to be the greetings, right? You always want to greet when they answer. When somebody answers the phone, the first thing they do is, hey, or hello, my name, blah, blah, welcome to this. So we are going to, I have a customized message that we are going to use for her. So this is it. Then I copy that, and this is going to be the custom page. Now I did something. This has a character. I don't know why. Yeah, let me see why. The character limit here, I'm not sure why I'm not able to see everything at the bottom. Yeah, like let's take it. All right, so there's a character limit here. So let me do this. I think mine is more. So I'm going to copy this and then we will see how much characters we have. So this is going to be the, and then you see us over already, you can see that this is driving me crazy. Uh, um, yeah. All right. For some reason, this thing is not going down to expose everything. So it's hard to see. And this is not anything to do with the platform. It's about my laptop settings. And we are not going to waste time over there. But as you can see here, it says, thank you for calling Nchi Construction Group. My name is Sharon, your virtual assistant. And this is very important. You always want to declare that your agent is an AI because that is part of a compliance with FTC or FCC, something like that. I'm not sure which of them, FTC or FCC, but you want to declare that they are an AI agent. Somebody is talking to an AI agent. And when your clients know this, they appreciate you being honest with them, right? So here, the message, I'm here to help with your questions I'm here to answer your questions and help you schedule an appointment. So what I'm going to do is there's too much. I'm going to say I'm here to help you schedule an appointment. That's all that I'm going to say. To schedule a visit with our team. How can I help today? Let's see if this is going to pass the test here. And hopefully, I think we are within the limit. So that would be good. Let me see on the bigger screen and see if I can see everything. It's the same thing over here. So I cannot see much, but if we are able to save, then it means we are within the character limit. So that is that. Something is not right because I have to still see things in the bottom. So, okay, probably this is the cost. Yes. You see what I'm talking about? This was a widget which was causing all this problem. So I think I have to take this widget off as well. See how we solve problems, right? So we are within the character limit, 179 or something like that instead of 190. So yes, we are great, we are in good shape. So we have the instructions and we have the message as well. Now, the agent is going to speak first, and this agent is just an inbound agent. Now, if I want this agent to be an outbound agent to be calling other people, I can set it. So then that means that we have to also set up the the inbound, yeah, the outbound message. So like when your AI calls, it has to greet the person it calls and also introduce him or herself and let them know that it's an AI agent and the reason for their call. So for me, for my company, my agent is inbound and outbound. It makes calls and receive calls at the same time. For this one, it's just going to be an inbound one. They don't usually make calls. If they are going to make calls, then it's Felix who is going to make it. But anyway, if down the road they decide that they want to add that to it, then we can do that. We can always do that. So now this part is set up. The first part is set up. The bot now needs a soul, right? It has the instructions. It needs a soul. So on the right hand side here, we have the knowledge base. The knowledge base is, like I told you, the database that carries the soul of the agent. So here we don't have one, right? So we are going to create one, and you can also create it at the AI agent tab that I showed you earlier. You can create it from there. So we are not going to go back. So we will just go here. We click this one and it's going to take us to the AI agent dashboard again. So you can see over here that we are on the knowledge base tab. Now we are going to create a new one and we are going to name it give it a name that we know, because you can add so many knowledge bases. You can add so many knowledge bases in there. So you always want to make sure that you describe the name properly, so that you can always identify them. If you have like 10 in there, you know. So here, I'm just going to name it, yeah, maybe construction for appointments, right? Let's make sure that, and then you can have the description. Yeah, or for here, I can put for site appointments. Okay, so this is it. We add it. Now there's no information, and the knowledge base can take different formats of information. So you have web crawler by using URLs, you have FAQs, you have tables, text, images, files, anything that you can think of. So here we are going to start with a web crawler. You can have one or multiple depending on how your business runs, right? What you have to share with the public. So here we are going to use one URL, and I'm going to go to their regular website. This is their regular website. So I'm going to take that, and this is what this is going to do is going to scrape this website and get all the information that is on Nchi construction group, right? And do we want the exact URL or any URL with this part? I would say any URL with this part, because we have other landing pages, right, for promotions and all that. So there might be a program going on, there might be a promotion going on, there might be a discount going on that you want to share with. So if you use all URLs, then that means that it's going to have access to that information as well. So for this, all URLs in this domain. So I will pick this one because this is the domain, the main domain. So I will select, if you are selecting multiple pages, it's going to check which ones, right? So these are all the pages that Felix has. So we can select all of them, okay? We can select all of them. And then this means that the agent is going to have a lot of good information, right? So we select this, and then we say train the pages, right? And everything, comes with training. So now we have that. We also have FAQs that we want to add. So I have FAQs that we have now. FAQs, you have to do them one by one. So I'm not going to do this in the FAQ session, but I can add it as a text because I have it compiled already before this demo. So instead of putting them here, I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to show you that if you want to list your FAQs, this is where you can do it, right? Tables, if you have tables, graphs that you want to share with your leads or your customers, it can be here. Rich text is where you copy something and you want to paste it here. So here I will name it FAQs, right? Same thing. And then I will come here and grab my FAQs. So I have already FAQs here. I'll copy them, and I just have about a few of them. So I'll paste them here, and you can see FAQs for Nchi's Construction LLC. I can decide to remove this here, and even here I can remove this. All right, so we save this, and the last one I want to add is another rich text, which is also the same information, something similar. So I'm going to add something else, and this is going to be like the main knowledge base, which is something that is similar. This is going to be like, so let me grab that, and then I will bring it in there. So, yep. So here we have everything that we need. Okay, we have everything that we need. There's so much information that I've put together for this business. I mean, we can clean all the empty spaces because this looks like different formatted. So this is it, and then we will give it a name. I would say knowledge base for appointment, right? For appointments, because you can add so many of them. So let's see this. So now we've added our knowledge base. As you can see, it's training them, right? It's going through the information and getting itself familiarized with the information. So we finished. We can add files if we want. We are not going to do that. We have enough information just for this particular knowledge base. So that is done. Now our AI is ready to roll, like ready to go. It's just going to need a few tweaks here and there and also learning, right? The next thing we want to do is to make sure that during the call, what do we want her to do? We want her to be booking calls. That is the most important thing that we want. So first thing on the phone, what do you want her to do? That is the action. We want her to appointment booking. Okay, so appointment booking, what kind of calendars? Like I told you, Go High Level has a suite of tools and they all sit in the same under one umbrella. So you don't have to connect your calendar from Calendly and all those kind of stuff. They don't communicate. Here you have everything under one roof. So there are a couple of calendars here which are active ones and non-active ones. So we have the project site appointment, that is the calendar that we need, or we can go to the construction calendar, and every employee in the company also has their own calendar. So here we are going to select this one. You can select multiple calendars, but we just need one calendar. So this is it, and then we go to next, and then the appointment behavior, everything looks good over here, and all that we need to do, let's go to the behavior, right? Email, full name. So what information do we need to collect? Email is recommended. We want their phone number. We want their full name. We want their address, right? And whatever days of offer ahead, right? You can see what this means, how many days ahead the agent have to offer slots, right? I usually pick like 3 days. Some people will pick 1 week, whatever it is. I think that 3 days is the best because people forget things. They can book 1 week or 2 weeks away and they forget. So 3 is what? Buffer slot 3 times a day. And then you want to check the settings over here as well. Give them the option to cancel appointment and also to reschedule appointment, auto confirm the appointment. So the calendar part is done. Now we have an appointment booking. We want to add another action. Yes, maybe we want to transfer the call to Felix, right? So here, action name transfer to a human, right? So here, transfer to a human, transfer. Yeah, so here, what do we want to transfer? Maybe Felix's number, right? Here, I don't want to put Felix's number here. So this part, I'm just showing you, we are not going to do that, but you understand. And this is what the agent will tell, because I'm going to do this one later because it's Felix's personal number. I'm not going to put it there. But if you have extensions, you can add them. If you have, what should they say, right, for the transfer to take place? And these are the trigger words, like I want to speak to the manager. I want to speak to the business owner. Can I speak with a human? So these are the trigger words that will make Sharon transfer this call to a human or escalate it to a human. Or maybe, the person says something that is, you can add whatever buzzwords that you want or the keywords. So here, I'm not going to do that, but you have that option. This is where, if that person really wants to speak with a human being, you do that, right? There are a couple of other actions that you can do. You can trigger an email. You can send an SMS, right? Once you finish booking, you want to send them an SMS message, what you want the action name to be, and all that kind of stuff. This part, I'm not going to do all these things because, right, okay, so let's send SMS confirmation. Let me do this SMS confirmation. Message input, you can select a template if you have one, or you can just say that thanks very much for today, right? And then when should the SMS delivery take place? Immediately, or maybe, if the person asks for an invoice, or this is where, I told you about, let's say, a restaurant, right? If somebody asks the the menu, this is where we do that. Here, we don't really have a good use case to use this scenario, but let's say if they say that they want send me the appointment details to my cell phone, right? Just in case they say something like that. This is not a good use case, but I'm going to leave it there because this is something that Felix might want us to talk about and see the possible scenarios. This never came up, so I'm just being honest with you here. We need to discuss about this. So here, I'm not going to save this. I'm going to cancel that. What else can we do? We can go on, we can transfer it to another agent. Let's say you have 3 agents. You can transfer it to another agent to do something else. You have a custom action. You want to update a contact field. You want to trigger a workflow. If you have automation and you want to trigger a workflow, let's say we book the appointment and then we want to send reminders and text message reminders before the action happens. This is what we want to do. Maybe we have a workflow that kicks after the call is finished. So during the call, this is the things that you can do. There's so much you can do after the call, right? What can you do? We have the knowledge base, the core settings. These are the settings that you have to do. I'm not going to go through all that because we're not going to have all the time to do all these things. I will do them later on. But this is where you set the maximum time of the call. So usually I pick 10. Idle time, I leave it as the default. Most of the time, the default is the best. And all these things, how many seconds does it have to wait before speaking? I will make it, this is 0.3. I will leave it at 0.3. Agent behavior, what you want it to do. Enable back channel, which enables the agent to use different affirmations like, yeah, you want it to sound natural, right? So I am going to select that, and background channel list, like the words, oh yeah, maybe, uh, okay, those kind of words, right? Stay silent on hold phrases when the caller says one of these phrases. Like you want it to act naturally. So it's like maybe the caller is busy, or they paying attention to their child and say, hold on, or give me 1 second, give me 1 minute. You want the AI to also respond to that and stay. You don't want it to be talking when the caller says that, hold on. So we would say, hold on 1 second, like 1 second, 1 second, give me a minute, right? These are the things, the buzzwords that can happen. So that is taken care of. Translation, we are not doing that, but you can translate that, assuming that the default language was Spanish. This is where we translate it, right? Voice settings. All these things, we want to remove noise. You want to have a noise background, like you are in the cafe, background coffee shop. You want it to be a little bit busy, like they are in a call center, whatever it is. I will select a call center, and the ambient sound, all these things, you can leave them at default. And then post call notification is the same thing. After the call, what do you want it to happen? We are going to send it to admins and all that kind of stuff, or users. If there's somebody in the team who is specialized to look into all these appointments, then you assign it to that particular user. So there's so much you can do, and you can even select a workflow that needs to kick off once the call is done. So there are a couple of workflows here. I'm going to select one of them. I haven't built this workflow yet, but it's going to be a workflow that is going to send me information or Felix information about the call. It's also going to tell you what happened after the call and whether the person booked an appointment or not. So all these workflows, and it can inform somebody in the team. This is what we specialize in: automations, workflow automations, and AI employees. So guys, if this is really good, let me check my screen because I've been going on for a while. Let me check if you guys are asking any questions. But yes, this is what we do. So if this is really good, please give me some likes on the video. If you are getting value in this, please give me some likes and let me know what you think about this. And let's go, because we are about to test this in real time right away. So we have finished with this, and I'm not going to go through and customize every little single thing because this is just the foundation. We are going to listen to how this thing works, and we are going to tweak it and train it. Now, if you finish everything here, what you can do is you can test it web directly here, or you can call it if you want, right? But the last thing we want to do is to deploy. So we have to connect a number to it. Felix has a number for this. So this is the business number. If you are in South Florida and you are looking for a reliable construction company licensed to and bonded to do business with, then Nchi Construction Group is the one to deal with. And this is their number. This number, he gave me the permission to show it. So if you have any projects that you want them to work on, this is the number to call. And the AI, Sharon, is going to help you with that. And you answer calls directly. So for now, we want to use, this is what I was telling you. If you already have a front desk receptionist, then you can use it as a backup, right? You can use it as a backup. And do you want this to be a 24/7? Or you want this to be a custom schedule? I will leave it at 24/7, and so that anytime somebody calls, then they are going to. So if you say it's a backup, then the agent will only pick up when the call doesn't get answered or it rings 3 times or 4 times. But this is not where we are going to set that. That is in a different locations where we configure the number, which is beyond the scope of this. Now, the number that we needed is this. So this is what we are going to do. And we are going to leave it at answer directly because we wanted to test. We want to test this right now, but this might change. And then here, this is very important. Once we finish this agent, we want to create a widget. What is a widget? A widget is something small that is going to sit on the website so that people can even make the call on the website when they visit their website or their landing page or a promotional page or something like that. So here we are going to create it right away from here. And this has created a widget, and it has already connected. So we are looking for this widget because we just created it. We want to use it, right? So we click on this, and this takes us to the widget location, and it's going to give us the name. As you can see here, it's right here. It says widget, and the widget is sitting on the voice channel. So you can do some configurations, and you can change the picture. You can put your own photo and all of that. I'm not going to configure this right now. What we need right now is just the code, right? I'm going to grab the code here, and that is it. Boom. So we copy it, or we copy this. And then what we want to do is we want to embed it on a website or a website. So Felix website, one of their website is it's a landing page, their kitchen remodel landing page. So let me see here. All right. So let me go to that website. And then, so just so you know, this website was also created by us. This is a landing page. This is different from the actual website. As you can see over here, the actual website, it has so much going on, and I see this mistake with people all the time. They go and pay so much money to advertise on Facebook and Google, and then the only thing that they give to this advertiser is to give them their website, because they are so attached to the website that they give it to them. And there's no wonder you are not getting sales, because you are sending all your traffic to this to this website, and when somebody gets here, they get distracted. There's so much going on, so you always need a laser focus website. And most marketers will not even say anything, but they will just use your website, and they will go, I cannot do that. If you ask me to send traffic to this, I'm not going to do that. So this is how it is. All right. So I see that somebody, I think Chief dropped that. How do you measure and improve the agent performance over time? Meaning, what metrics are available? Resolution rate, escalation rate, customer satisfaction. Great question. Thank you very much for this question, Chief. I'm going to answer that in the next 1-2 minutes. So give me some time here, because that is what was coming up. And so once I finish this, I'm going to go into that. So yes, as I was saying, you cannot use this for promotion. So we've built a dedicated landing page, which this one is for their kitchen remodeling. So Nchi Construction Group does kitchen remodeling and bathroom remodeling. So if they want to go out there and pitch or talk about their services, they cannot use their main website, right? So we developed this website for them. We built this website specifically for kitchen remodeling and bathroom remodeling. So somebody comes here, you want them to be able to book a call, get on your calendar, the number is here, so we can call this number, and Sharon is going to answer. Now we want to add another widget. That's the reason why I created that. So I'm going to paste this widget here, and I'm going to say that please add this widget to the platform. So platform. So I've given it the widget. The spelling is wrong, but I don't care. This is going to add the widget to the platform or the website. So this website I just showed you is going to have this widget, so that when people come here, there are so many ways this is a high converting funnel or landing page. They can book a call here, they can click here to call, but we want to add another widget. Maybe it's a chat widget, but this is a call widget. So if they are on their computer, they can even make calls directly with clicking the mouse without picking up their phone. That is how cool this is, right? That is how cool this is. They don't have to pick up their phone. They can just click a button here and speak with Sharon. So let's check if this is done. It's still doing it. But to answer your question, Chief, let me pull my account and show you, because this is a Virgin account. There's nothing on there, but you can see how this agent looks like. Yeah, so I already had this thing open to show you guys what the question that Chief asked right now, and that is a very great question. So this is where you check the metrics, right? You come to your agents. Once you have an agent going on, you can see the number of agents you have, and then this is the dashboard and the log. So you can select which dates you want to check, maybe for the last 3 days, what has been going on. And then you can see, okay, total number of calls, right? For the last, let's say, 7 days, how many calls? 27 for the last this month. That is what was happening. So here, 6 actions have been triggered, and negative sentiments. Let me see here. I don't like using small laptops because it doesn't give you a full picture of everything that you want to see, especially for this, right? So you can see what I was trying to. Okay, so let's go here again. All right, agent, voice agents, and then this is, yes. So inbound calls, this is the number of inbound calls, Chief, that we've received, a total of 14 minutes. And this is the agent, the call summary, and all of that. I don't know why I cannot slide this. because I want to show you everything here. It's not sliding. This also, oh yeah. Okay, so let me see why. All right. But it gives more, and then we can see the outbound as well. So yeah, we are seeing the full screen. So the outbound, it hasn't made any calls yet because we don't have any campaigns going on. But this is where you see everything. You can select the agents that you are interested in, and then you can check the information of that particular agent. And talking about the next part of your question was the testing, and we haven't done that yet. So we are going to test that real quick before we go. So knowledge base is good to go. And we go back here to the voice agent. But before we test this, let's check if I have successfully added the lead connector. Guys, as I was saying, this is vibe coding, and you have this in Go High Level as well. So all your websites, you can build these things. Within 2 seconds, we've been able to build this. If you had a WordPress or you had any other website platform, you will be clicking and copying and pasting and doing this and making mistakes. We just did this, we went to do something else, we came back, it's done, right? So we just want to publish this and it's up to date. So now we come to the actual website. Let's refresh and see whether we are going to see the widget on the website. Boom, we have it here right away. Now we click on this thing, it's going to call it right? So people don't even have to go. So we are going to test it, but let's go back here and let's make sure that we test this. Everything is ready. So we have everything set up. We save this, and then we're going to go back to the build dashboard. And like I said, there's a prompt optimizer. This is where the AI itself goes behind the scenes and run diagnostics and test real live test calls, but it takes about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes for it to complete. So we cannot do that. But if you click on this prompt optimizer, it gives you that option to let the AI run it for you. We can also call it from here, and we can see what it can do. So here, let's see what we are going to do. Let's do the web call and see. So I'm going to start right now, start a web call.
Thank you for calling Nchi Construction Group. My name is Sharon, your virtual assistant. I'm here to help you schedule a site visit with our team. How can I help you today?
Hi, Sharon. My name is Eric, and my last name is Adjui.
Just checking in. Are you still there? Let me know if you'd like to continue or if you have any questions about booking your appointment.
Can you hear me? Yes, I'm interested, Sharon. Okay. So, this is the first call that we just tried, right? Let's see if we can do like a prompt optimizer and see. This is where it gives you the option. You can select the number of things that it's going to do. So it's going to go through everything, and it's going to, so I'm going to generate a scenario, right? And this is going to call. I have to run this anyways. So I'm just going to run it so that if you are running into issues like this is what you have to do. But guys, this is why I love live demos, because you can actually run into issues that you can resolve on the call. So it has 5 scenarios that it wants to run through. Do I want to run through all the 5 scenarios? Yes, I want to run through all the 5 scenarios. So this is the number to call, and then I will continue to run this. Now, this is going to take some time here. It's going to finish this in like 20 minutes. So we are not going to stay here to do that. But to answer your question, Chief, this is where you test the AI, because it's not going to be right away great out of the door. We just finished this, right? It's still settling, it's still marinating. So this is what goes through the whole process, and then it's going to catch all the mistakes that were in the prompt, or through your configuration, through your AI prompt, whatever it is, right? because we don't know. So this is the agent behind the scenes that run the test. Real cause it has a dialogue with Sharon and make sure that whatever that we have in there is going to fix it. And if the prompts are not good, it's going to tell us all the failures and we are going to fix those things. It's going to tell us where the failures are. So as it's running, you are going to see it's going to give you 100%. It will rate you on 100% basis. So if you did well, you get like maybe 60%, and then you need to fix that 40%. So it's running, and by the time it finishes, it's going to tell us what happened and where we need to fix. So this is how you test your agent and make it work. So as it's running, let's see if we can go back and then test something else. Let's see. I don't know. I'm not sure this is going to stop it, but let's go close this and then let's try again. Maybe this time I have to use a real phone, but let's go to the website and test the website and see. All right. So it looks as if because that test is running, it's making 5 concurrent calls right now. So I'm not sure why this is not, but let's see here. Hopefully connect. So let's go back. Let's go back to this and then we want to new call bond. And then let's go to phone, select the phone number. And then enter the phone number to receive call. So here I'm going to, this is for outbound. Yes. So let me call this number myself and see how it goes. We go to this number. It's Eric, and I need to schedule an appointment. To be checked. We have a roofing problem, and I want you guys to give me an estimate of that. How much is it? Before we do that, I just want to know what other services do you provide? So how much do you charge for installing a full roof? Hold on. Hello, Sharon? Hello? Yeah. Can you schedule me for this coming Saturday, this Friday for 2 p.m.? One Main Street, Pembroke Pines. That's right. It's Paul at yahoo.com. Please do that. Thank you. This is it. So you saw everything. And I was trying to trick it, asking it questions about pricing and all that. It said no, it has to, escalate it. If you remember, we're talking about how you can escalate this, right? We didn't do that, but if we had done that, that would have gone through, right? I asked her questions about the pricing twice, and all she kind of diverted and gave me the right answers. What else did I do? Um, I also asked for extra services that they provide. She told me everything that they provide, right? I was also going to ask her whether they are licensed or they have a bond and all those kind of stuff. Every information has been provided over there. So you guys saw how this was effective. And maybe this is just like 20% efficient as of now. We just finished. Maybe it's 20%, maybe it's 30%, but we are going to optimize this within the next 2 3 days to make it super. So this is how a voice agent is set up. It's so easy, if man can do it, right? And so I hope this was very valuable to you. Let's check if the agent, the optimizer has finished its work. Yes, it has finished its work. And okay, so it canceled that work. And so this didn't happen because we left the screen. I will have to run this again. So all that I have to do is to select them and then run them again. I'm not going to do that, but you saw how this can be done, and you can always see this. So if we should go to, let's say, Felix calendar, we want to make sure that this is sitting there. So let me go here and let me go to the calendar and see if the calendar actually booked. It was able to schedule the appointment. Appointment view. So if we check here, right, we're going to see the appointment has been confirmed. And don't worry, all this information here are not the real people here. So as you can see, my call has been scheduled for Friday, and the call was supposed to be for view details, right? So I'm going to check the details, and this is how things are booked. And this can take me into a workflow. It can do so much. So the AI has been able to schedule a site visit to come and check my kitchen for remodeling estimate without talking to any member of Nchi construction group. So this is the information we have. Example, email, my phone number. The Zoom link has even been provided for me. So this is going to send me, assuming that this email was a proper email, I would have received an email with all the meeting information. It's a project site appointment. Everything is here. The source is voice AI. So if you have 20 appointments on your calendar, you go there, you can see whether it's coming from your website widget, you can see whether it's coming from the AI, you can see whether it's coming from your lead magnet on the website, right? This one, we need to figure out what is happening with this one, but you can find out what is this lead, where is this lead coming from, whether they are coming from this side. This is also the conversational AI bot. This is the AI that deals with text messages, emails, and stuff like that. So, we have two agents going on here. But guys, this is how this thing works. It's easy to set up, and it's not just for appointment, but it's to kick off workflows, it's to escalate issues. This can be used for customer service, just helping customers. And a lot of companies, the IT companies that I help, they use this to resolve tickets and password resets and all those kind of stuff. So there's a lot you can do with this to save your team money without hiring extra people. If you have 10 receptionists and you don't want to get rid of any of them, I don't recommend that, but you can still lose a lot of calls because they can be very busy during peak time. So having an AI in there is going to help you to save a lot of money. So guys, if this was great and you got some value in there, I hope we have a lot of business owners watching this who are going to build this by themselves. If you have a Go High Level account, you can do this. Sandrine, please drop the Go High Level affiliate link to them. And if you buy from my link, I'm going to give you a snapshot of everything that I've built. And all that I will do is to drop it in your Go High Level email account. And you have all this inside your account. The only thing that you need to do is to customize it. And I can help you customize this. If you want this to be built for you, also we have a 14-day free trial that you can use, that you don't have to get a Go High Level account. We build it in our own dedicated Go High Level service accounts, and then we rent it out to you. So it's pay as you go, you pay on a monthly basis. If you don't want to continue, you just drop it. If you want it, you carry on with it. But this is something that you can test drive for 30 days. 14 days, sorry. You can test drive for 14 days with no commitment. So if this is you and you are an insurance company, if you are a business, a realtor, or somebody who receives a lot of calls, and this is especially for those who have restaurants and what you call it, people who work at night where people call them, right? So if you have something like that, if you are an MSP that deals with a lot of tickets that you need help, we can help you with that. So test it for 14 days. Sandrine just dropped the link in the chat. If you fill out the form, we will verify it and see if you qualify. We are going to build this customized for your business for you to test it for 14 days. If you like it, you keep it. If you don't like it, we don't ask any question. That means that it's not really going to help you, and we understand that. So I hope this was great. You've got some value in there. And once again, just before you log off, please subscribe to this channel if you are not a subscriber yet. Like this video, comment on it in the comment section so that I can see and respond to you. And also share this with another business owner who will benefit from this. Because if you know any business owner who owns a phone or their phone depends on, their business depends on the phone, please forward this video to them. And please keep coming back. And I thank you for the support. And I thank you guys for coming here to watch what is going on. Let me know what you're going to do with this. Install this in your business. It's so easy. You can do it. And I'm always available. If you need help, I'll be willing to jump on the call to assist you. So, guys, we meet again same time next week. And until we meet again, is thank you. And don't be lazy. Just take some action and let's grow together. All right. Thank you very much. Namaste.